Good evening, Americans. You're watching The Late Shift, broadcasting live from the Enclave training grounds at Camp Evans, where the lighting is tactical, the rifles is stabilized by science, and the producer might actually be a Mr. Handy with a superiority complex. I'm Lincon Monroe, your host, your voice of reason, and thanks to another unscheduled symptomatic recalibration, I apparently became younger, sharper, and now capable of frowning in 5 distinct expressions. Not bad for a machine originally built to cure mild burns and boredom. This show is proudly brought to you by the Enclave, the last functioning arm of pre-war America, and the only faction still able to launch a nuke without searching for drones and officers. Tonight we're opening with a battlefield favorite, Sergeant Wildchild. If you've seen a Earth crater where a Scorch Beast Queen used to be, odds are he called the launch. He's fast, he's loud, and he has more confirmed nuke rushes than most raiders have working teeth. Next, a guest who's been around the block, literally, for over 200 years. A post-war milkman, still ghoulified, still punctual, and still wondering why no one's collecting their bottles. Spoiler alert, it's the radiation, not the customer service. And closing out tonight's show, a once respected White Spring golfer turned enraged preservationist. He's furious someone built a turret-laced outpost over the 9th hole. He will explain why your camp placement just ruined what he calls the last civilized sport in Appalachia. This is The Late Shift, broadcasting live and protected by active turrets, and powered by classified pre-war tech that I definitely didn't spill Nuka Dark on before we went live. I'm Lincon Monroe. Let's get to it. Joining me tonight, a soldier who doesn't sleep, doesn't blink, and thinks a silenced Gatling plasma is a perfectly reasonable response to poor posture, Sergeant Wildchild. Please keep it under 300 decibels this time. We had to replace 3 ceiling tiles after your last rant about Minerva's sale prices.
Minerva's a menace. Extortion is what it is. But I'm not here to talk trade. I'm here to report a week of tactical excellence.
Ah, the famous nuke rush campaigns. Tell the people, how many queens fell this week?
7 Scorch Beast Queens down. 1 launched during a thunderstorm. I was dual-wielding launch codes while chewing raw rataway. It was beautiful.
What? Dual-wielding launch codes?
I had Site Alpha and Bravo queued back-to-back. Appalachia needed a crater and I delivered. I filed the paperwork in spirit.
And casualties?
Acceptable. 1 Brotherhood Paladin melted. 2 settlers ran directly into a nuke zone. And someone's pet Brahmin ascended to heaven. They knew the risks.
Classic Wildchild. Tell me any regrets.
I regret nothing! Except for getting to loot Vault 94 after my last respawn.
Final question. What's your recommendation for anyone thinking of joining the Enclave?
Step 1. Don't cry. Step 2. If you cry, do it behind cover. Step 3. Memorize the Constitution and yell for America before every critical hit.
And that, dear viewers, is why Sergeant Wildchild is banned from half the medical tents and free vending machines.
Those vending machines were weak, sir. Just like the Brotherhood.
Give it up for Sergeant Wildchild, a man who calls orbital devastation like cardio. Coming up next, milk, ghouls, and social rejection. Stay tuned. Our next guest is a true example of post-apocalyptic perseverance. He's punctual, radioactive, and somehow still unionized. Please welcome the Ghoul Milkman.
Hey, thanks for having me. I like to shake your hand, but, well, it might fall off.
Understood. We've had enough biohazard complaints since the last time someone brought in a Myalert pie. So, you deliver milk?
That's right. Every morning at 0600 sharp, White Spring, Flatwoods, even that damn floating eyeball in Watoga.
And how's business?
Terrible. Nobody takes the bottles. I leave them on the porches like it's tradition, and the next day they're still there, untouched, pristine. Except the one time a Scorched used one as a weapon. I was flattered.
Any idea why folks aren't accepting your service?
Maybe it's because I glow. Maybe it's the rotten smell of flesh. Or maybe it's because the milk smells like turpentine. Back in my day, people drank it without question. We didn't ask what pasteurized meant. We just trusted the government. Like you fellas.
That'll do it. Here at the Enclave, we pasteurize with gamma-ray guns.
See? That's productivity and power. That's America.
So what keeps you going? What drives a ghoul to keep delivering milk in a world that clearly doesn't want it?
Hope and habit. And my pension depends on it. If I stop delivering, I lose my last bottle cap bonus. Plus, I just like the route. Peaceful. Even the super mutants wave now.
That may be surrender. Or they think you're one of them.
Either way, I wave back. It's polite.
Thank you for joining us. May your bottles be accepted and your skin stay attached.
Ha! No promises on either, kid.
And now for our final guest tonight. He claims to be a victim of one of the greatest modern tragedies in Appalachia. Please welcome Mr. Thurston A. Wainwright III.
I was under the impression this was an emergency. Instead, I find myself here.
Welcome to the late shift. Please enlighten us. What exactly is the nature of your crisis?
The White Spring Golf Club, desecrated, polluted, turned into a settlement for campers with rusty vending machines and names like GuessX_Big Daddy Boomer _69. They put a Brahmin in the locker room. Monroe. It moved during my backstroke.
Tragic, truly. And where were the stewards?
Dead mostly. I blame vault dwellers. They turned the refined course into a rave. Neon lights on the sand traps. A DJ booth on hole 9. I found the Deathclaw skull inside a pudding cup.
Sounds like a par for the course.
You think this is a joke, Monroe?
Yes, this is a comedy show, Mr. Wainwright.
Well, I won't stand for it. I have submitted 37 complaints to the West Spring Management Committee.
They are all dead.
And I demand the Enclave intervene.
The Enclave does not concern itself with potters. Wainwright, we are in the business of power, not par fours.
Then perhaps I'll take my grievance to the Brotherhood.
Say that again, and I'll drop a nuke on hole 7.
Understood.
Any final words before you return to your country club insurgency?
Yes. If anyone watching is using a camp on the White Spring Fairway, just know you've made a very, very dangerous enemy. I still own 3 working golf carts and 1 explosive ball retriever.
That's the spirit. True wasteland diplomacy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Thurston A. Wainwright III, the only man still trying to be posh in a world where the feral ghouls wear top hats.
Savages, all of you.
Big thanks to Sergeant Wildchild. If there's anything we've learned, it's that nothing clears out your weekend schedule like a successful nuke rush and a glowing crater full of scorched meat. To the Ghoul Milkman, keep delivering those bottles, champ. Appalachia might ignore you now, but one day someone will find your route more legendary than Daring Dashwood. And to our disgruntled country club guests, if you can still smell burnt grass and melted irons, congratulations, you finally experienced real Appalachia recreation. This has been The Late Shift, the only show brave enough to give airtime to irradiated mailmen, enraged golfers, and the Enclave's finest walking war crime. I'm Lincon Monroe, reminding you to secure your perimeter, purge the weak, and always question any man in plaid yelling about his slice. Until next time, for the Enclave, for America, good night, Appalachia.